There's a reason why professional traders don't trade 24/7. They know when the volatility is much in the market, so they are only there when it's time to take action. And this time the volatility is up is not what most people know or most people think. Yes, granted, the market runs 24 hours a day, but it's not within the whole 24 hours in the day that you have the best things. It's like owning a business and you don't get sales in and out of your store. Maybe you have a grocery store. You don't get as much sales throughout the whole day. You sometimes get good sale in the morning, then in the afternoon it slows down, then in the evening it picks up. So it's the same thing as the Forex market. So stick around because I'm going to be showing you the most profitable sessions in the market and how to capitalize off those sessions. I'm also going to be showing you the pairs, what time they move, and what session fits which pair. So let's get to the video. So we're going to start with sessions. So sessions mean generally in the Forex market, we have the Asian session. So I'm going to write this down. We have the Asian session. But you know what? Let's do a quick Google search. Markets sessions Forex. So you see, this is going to be general data. We'll talk about this first, then we'll now transcend into the charts. So let me find something really nice to talk. Okay, let's just use. I think I like this design. So on here we have we have four major sessions in the markets. We have the Sydney session, which is like the session before. I'll get I'll get into that later. But we have the Sydney session, we have Tokyo session, we have London session, we have New York session. So these sessions overlap each other. That's how traders are able to, and these sessions provide volumes. So the volumes they provide, the big players are coming whichever time within this session is how retail traders are able to capitalize off the move of the market. So remember, we have Sydney, Tokyo, London, and New York. So when we go back to the charts now, we have Sydney, Asia, London, and New York. Remember I said they all overlap each other. So it goes like this. So we have Asia to London. So Asian session is between I'm in London, so I'm going to be using the London time. I don't know wherever you are. But Asian session is between I think about 1 a.m. in the morning to about 4, 5 o'clock, give or take. So London officially picks up about 6 a.m. in the morning, my time, and New York picks up about 1 p.m. So then it goes into Sydney session. So what I mean, let's do it this way. So we have, let me find another two. 1 second, guys. What two can I use? Oh, okay, well, let's just use this then. So we're gonna say a London session, a New York session, and Asian session and Sydney session. So we're going to class these two sessions. Let's move it close to each other so we know where we are. So it's Sydney session, Asian session, and London session, New York session. So when it comes to the markets, these two sessions here we expect volatility, high volatility. And over here, low volatility. So this varies from time to time. It varies from regions to region and different market conditions. So for me, generally, I found out that this London session and the New York session has some of the biggest players. When I mean the biggest players, now London session starts. The Bank of London is going to open. You understand? So most of all of these banks will be functional, and they have a lot of liquidity moving between like the forex market. I'm going to be talking about like the forex market because that is where I am specialized on. So between London starts 6 o'clock my time. Remember I said that. So 6 to about 12 p.m., 1 o'clock, New York session kicks in. So I think New York is 5 hours ahead of me. I think something like that. So when New York comes up, we have the Morgan Chase. We have some of the biggest banks in New York. They all come out together, and in between those time, Canadian shores open like this. The Canadian session is open. There's no Canadian session, but like Canada is open. I think Canada and New York use about the same time or just maybe 2 hours different. I'm not very sure of that. But within the same time, New York opens, Canada also opens. So there's liquidity between London session through New York session. Like we have the biggest banks coming in, high, big time retail traders, playing their part. But soon as New York session closes off about, let's say, 6 p.m., then the market slows down. Then it transcends into Sydney session. Then from Sydney session through the midnight, then we come into Asian session before London session. So it just goes in circle like this consistently, like the way the Earth revolves around the sun or type shit. I'm not sure I even know what I'm saying right now, but yeah, you get the point. So we're going to do it this way. I'm going to come to the daily time frame on GBP/USD. So let's just find times in the market. So this is on this day. We're going to bar replay here. So we're going to use the construct of this place as one day. So I'm going to use this to dial in into explaining what it means. So this candle here, all the interactions between this candle from the open, which was about, okay, this is where the seller's market. So the open was here. We have, let's write. So we have open here. And we have close. Of the close. Then we have the high. This is the high. And this is low of the market. So open and close. So between this daily time frame of interaction in the market, we're going to go down now to the smaller time frames to find how the sessions played out. So with this, you can find a base of knowledge, on how to, dabble around with the sessions you trade. So this sessions varies from country to country because some country, wake up when I'm up in London session, New York guys are sleeping. So for you to participate in London session, if you're in New York, you have to wake up a bit earlier. You get the point. So this will give you a basis on how to interact with the market, what time for you to set your alert so you can be very active when movement goes on, when the movement is going on in the market, when there's volatility. So this is Wednesday here. Wednesday, this is 18 o'clock. If you look at this below here, this is 18 o'clock and we have 22. So that's midnight. So this is Thursday morning. So we're going to make this, one second. We're going to tag each of them. So we're going to tag this black candle here. Oh, my bad. So we're going to tag this black candle here as, that's not the right tool to use. So let's expand. Let's get dialed in. Let's get locked in, bruv. So between here and here, just these two candles here. So this is midnight. This is 2 a.m. in the morning candle. This is 6 a.m. in the morning candle. So this opens this particular blue candle here. This is London session. This is London session open, and this is Asian session open. This midnight here, this candle here, this is Sydney session. So we're going to quickly write Sydney, Asia. So let's get the cluster out. So Asia here. Then we have London. It's London open. So yeah, so you got it now, yeah. So let's expand so you see clearly. We have Sydney, we have Asia, we have London. So what's next? If you go back to what we wrote here, let's go to daily and see. I think we had the markup in the daily, yes. If we bring this close by, come back to the 4-hour time frame. So remember, we have one second. The sessions we have Sydney, we have Asia, we have London. So between these sessions, you can see Sydney, Asia, London. So what's next? If you know what's next, just type it in the comment section. But I'll give you 1 minute to tell me what's next in the comment section. Well, okay. Yeah. The next session is going to be, you guessed right, New York session candle. So what time is this? Okay, this is 10 o'clock. So this is going to be New York session because this opens around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So what do we have? Get New York. Let's write out for New York. New York. So somebody should be asking a question right now, like what is this gap in between? Why do we say we have 4 sessions in the market? So why do we have a gap in between? If this is Sydney and this is Asia and this is London and we have New York. So first off, drum roll. Then this is called the London New York overlap. So between London and New York, that's the biggest session in the market. So there's a 4-hour window that the London session overlaps into New York session. So that creates more momentum. You can see that even clearly here, this particular overlap shows the biggest of the momentum in between all of these 4 sessions. So if we pull this here now, and we have this written out, London overlapping New York. That is the 4th session in between. So London overlapping New York session, London session, Asian session, and Sydney session. So remember now, you can see that this is not in all situations that like London overlapping New York, we have this big momentum. Sometime after the overlap, then we have the big push within, New York session. So London session is like the starting process. So when London opens, you can see small momentum is just like the starting, the engine up for that day is about to kickstart. Then between London and the overlapping of New York, we have a lot of transactions go on. So we have like a bigger candle, then New York session, round it up. Then we go back again. So this small candle here is the Sydney session. So now let's look at varying momentum between all of them. So if we come here, between Sydney session, we have it at, this is the 1-hour time frame. Between Sydney session, we have it between, let's say 19 o'clock, then 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, then, midnight. So between now midnight, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 in the morning. That's going to be for Asian session. Then between that 4 in the morning to about 6, 7 in the morning, we have London session kicks off. So I, for one, I usually find my entries within London session, London overlap, and sometimes New York, because as New York does this thing, it's going to kickstart and do the same thing again as it did going back to Sydney and all the way. So you can get an entry within New York session and it will just trickles over to the next day. So that's basically it. You can see the overlap. We have so many momentum, so many things going on. London, not so much, but it does have something. So, but between the best time frame to trade for me is between London session through New York session. So I wake up, I get my day started about London session, which is about, I told you, like in London, it's about 6 o'clock in the morning. So between 6 to about 2 p.m., I'm done trading. I'm not looking for any entries after the 6, between this time frame, London to New York. As soon as New York opens and I've not found an entry, I'm not looking for any entry over to the next day. So that just helps me, cut down over trading. And I found out that the best probabilities when I trade with momentum. And I think that um, is um, is a pattern between that revolves around the profitable traders. So you can go and do some homework with this, figure out what sessions, you know, does it for you. Because I say London overlap, London and New York works for me, that doesn't mean it works for you. So find out what works for you. Find your truths. If you're able to find the truths, you can also come shoot a video and say, Asian session and season sessions are the best sessions. That's your truth. So for me, London session, London overlap, and New York session are the prime sessions, and it trickles down all the way in the past. So these are my most profitable sessions. So you can go. Remember, we have Sydney, London, Asia, New York, and in between all of these sessions, you have to be on be on guard, be ready for your setup, and jump on the train. With that being said, don't forget to like, comment, share, because in this station, in this channel, we give like the best. You get it. So yeah. Like, comment, share, subscribe, please. Let's build this community together. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now. Cheerio.